Greetings, I'm Bobby, W6IWN, and if you've been following me on the SaVVy beam, which is made out of 4 of the 17-foot telescopic whips fashioned to a 2-element yagi, today I'm going to be doing an upgrade. This is another upgrade you guys can do at home, definitely on a budget, on the cheap. So I've been having issues with the boom, especially with the 6-foot boom, with only one point to the mast where it can rock or it will tilt a little bit. You do not want that with your antenna. So I came up with a solution, an easy solution everyone can do, very affordable. I'm just gonna take this cutting board. I already measured it, it's about 7.5 inches. That should work. And I'm gonna add 2 U-clamps, one at the top, one at the bottom, so there'll be 2 points at the mast. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this with my scale saw real quick down to 4 inches wide. I'll show you guys up a little bit closer when it's all done. Also, I'm gonna be changing out to the true SaVVy hubs from the aluminum. I'll show you this up a little bit closer. These are all 3D printed. You can get a copy for free if you haven't seen the video, or if you're interested, I'm offering 3D printed hubs as well. So very cool. I'm gonna be adding these to the boom. All this is a 6-foot piece of 1-inch square tubing, aluminum square tubing. I got it at Home Depot, I want to say for about 35 bucks. They come in 4, 6, and 8-foot lengths, I believe. This one is already pre-drilled. And then there's these end caps that go in it. If it wasn't pre-drilled, you simply just print out the end caps. You mark the holes where to drill. You drill the holes, so that part's done. It was already pre-drilled for my old U-clamp, so I'm just gonna go ahead and keep those holes and attach it to the cutting board. So if you weren't this far ahead already, all you need is this 1-inch boom you can pick up at Home Depot. I'm just gonna take my square. I'm out here in the field, so I'm not gonna do this too fancy. I'm just gonna come over 4 inches. That should give me enough meat on each side of this cutting board. And I wanna say this cutting board it's about 1/2 inch thick or so, so make sure it's thick enough to support your antenna. So I'm just gonna mark it 4 inches. That should be sufficient for what I'm doing here. I'm gonna take my trusty skill saw. Yes, they do cut plastic. That can attach here. All I need to do is drill the holes for the U-clamps and then for the attachment here. Okay, I'll show you real quick with the 3D printed hubs. If you haven't seen the full video, once again, I'll try to post that up here or link it below in the video description. It's real simple. All I have is the hub here, the boom pre-drilled with the end cap. The hub just slips over it. And then there's these metal ties, one for the reflector or director, whatever you're doing, and then one for the driven. They're a little bit different. Okay, so I just have the bolt through it. I'm using just a washer, a lock washer, and a nut. And like I said, it would be better with the 2 1/4. You wouldn't have so much sticking out. Actually, that's really not that bad with the 2 1/2. So I'll just tighten that. I'll put the hub on the other side with the driven element and put the mount on, put on a mast, and we'll be ready to activate. Okay, welcome to the field workbench. So just to do this quick and dirty, I've got my square up there. I've eyeballed center, and I make sure that I have this plumb so that way when it's on the mount, you know, it will hold it level instead of cockeyed. So I'm just gonna take my pin. I mark each side of the boom with my pin, and then I'm gonna find the center of those holes. If you did have something that a pencil or something that would fit through there, that would make it easier. Okay, now I got the holes marked out. I'm just gonna go ahead and put on a drill bit for the appropriate size for the nut and bolt I'm using. All right, now it's all drilled out to mount to the boom and match the existing holes. I just need to drill the holes for the clamp. And same thing, I need to make sure that these are all lined up so that way when it sits on the mast, it holds this level. So it needs to sit on the mast plumb in order to hold the boom level. Okay, I want my saddle clamps to start at 1.5 inches down. So I'm just gonna make a little mark at 1.5. Same thing with the bottom. I'm going to make it 1.5. So I'm going to put my square on here, the correct way that I want these orientated. And I'm going to look here. So it looks like if I do 1 inch and 3 inch, these will be perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and drill on center 1 inch and 3 inch, and then I'll slide it down and I'll do the same thing here. And then all these holes should be lined up. Okay, now that I've got my other holes, I'm gonna drill them. And just to make a note, I am out here in a park. I don't wanna be leaving plastic bits. I am drilling above my bag, and then after I turn the camera off, I do carefully pick up all the pieces. So try not to make a mess. Even though the park I am is already messy, I definitely don't wanna add to it. Drill out the rest of my holes and pick up my mess. Okay, now that I have picked up my mess and I have all my holes drilled, I gotta admit, I did forget something very important, which is the hardware to mount it to my mast. I am in luck. I do have this old U-clamp. I'm gonna kinda just do it bush style, and I'm gonna use this. This isn't ideal, but I'm gonna make it work today. But it would be best if I had some maybe 1 3/4 inch bolts or whatever that would go through this, and then nuts and washers to mount this to the boom properly. But today I'm gonna be doing it bush style. All right, let's get this thing all put together, put the whips in, and tune it up for the first time. All right, very nice. Let's show you real quick now that everything is done. I've got the hubs installed on each end. That was very quick and easy. My nice cutting board mount here with the 2 mounts so it can't rock now. I've got the other hub for the driven. This will go with the whip and be pinned down for my lead. And then the ground side will touch that metal clamp. All right, let's get this thing on the DX Engineering TFK25 mast and show you how easy it is to get up. Okay, I'm gonna show you how quick and easy this is for all those you're skeptical thinking, I don't wanna set up a Yagi portable. That sounds like a lot of work. It's very simple. What I have here is a drive-on flagpole holder. Very important that it accepts a inside diameter of 2.5. This is a heavy duty one I got off Amazon. Actually, my buddy John in 6JDH, thank you John, he picked it up. I think they're like 45 bucks. So find a level piece of ground where you can put this thing, set it under your tire, and drive on it. Okay, that was that simple. So I've gone through a lot of masts with this. This is definitely my favorite. This is the DX Engineering TFK25 mast. They also have it in a 46 HD. I think that might even get it up higher, but I'm going with the 25 right now. This thing has a 2.5 inch outside diameter, which slides right into this. I don't need to guy it. I don't need to do anything. Now that I've got my cool mount here, this just has cam lock. So you just release the cam lock, slide a section up, release the cam lock, slide a section up. So it is that simple to get this thing up. Okay, now that I got it up, I'm just gonna go ahead and slip this over my mast. Actually, I'm gonna make it easier where I can get my wrench to it here. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this all up. Make sure my hubs are pointed up because, not gonna lie to you, I've actually had them pointed down on before. I'm gonna tighten this up, screw on the whips, throw this thing out, and let's get activated. All right, very simple. I've got my boom on there. So I've went ahead and pre-marked my whips. I haven't used these whips yet. These are the M10, so I'm gonna go ahead and tune them up today. I have my driven elements marked red at the bottom, and then my director elements or reflector, however you're doing it, are marked with black. You could use whatever color you like, but that will make it easier for next time. I'll know which one to put on the back, which one on the front. And also these are gonna have different markings per band. My director element is gonna be shorter than my driven element. So that way when I have everything marked out, it's not confusing. I don't have any whips on the wrong place. So I'm gonna go ahead and start with the front, which I do a director. So I'll go ahead and screw on these black ones. Okay, now I'm on my driven side. First, I'm gonna do the one on the hot. So I simply stick the whip through the ring terminal and I go to the plastic side that the metal tie doesn't go over, so that only the hot side. Then the other whip goes on the metal side of the tie for the ground portion. Make sure everything is snug, has a nice electrical contact. Now with 2 points of contact on here, this thing isn't gonna rock or lean, so I'm very happy with that. So all I need to do is add my coax to my feed point with the choke, put the whips out and tune it for the first time. You can either do this with an antenna analyzer. I'm using a nano VNA today. It's really not that hard, but I recommend getting it tuned maybe for the first time you go out in the field. I just don't have the room at where I live. I'm in an HOA, so I kind of do a lot of stuff in the field if you haven't noticed. So let's add some coax and get this thing on the air for the first time. Okay, what I like to use for coax, makes it real simple and it's done me right for a long time, is the Chameleon coax that has the choke built into the feed line. You can also just use a 1-to-1 choke and strap it up there like an LDG or something low power for this application. So I like to just kind of go over my mast. I'm just gonna hook this to the feed point. And make sure that's snug. I can't stress this enough. More times I've been portable and stuff gets loose. You don't have to sit there with channel locks or anything, but push it in, snug it tight, push it in, snug it tight. Make sure you got a good connection. This is just little Velcro straps I like to use, so that way this thing isn't flapping around. So I'm just gonna wrap this little Velcro strap to hold the choke portion up here. Okay, real simple, real clean, real easy. So for the first time, I think I'm gonna do 10 meters and start out. So I'm gonna want my driven element, I'm gonna pop out 3 sections completely. No, excuse me. Yeah, I'm gonna try 3. It's really short on these 10 mil whips compared to the 3/8. The 3/8 10 meters is much longer for me. I'm gonna do the same thing in the back. 3 sections, and then I'm gonna do 3 fingers. It would be better if you measured in -4%, but for this initial tuning, I'm gonna do 3 fingers. 1, 2, 3 completely, 3 fingers. All right, that's pretty exact, huh? Okay, so this thing will be, the way I have it, these are directors, so this will be the front, the driven will be the back. I have a nano VNA up here. I'm just gonna go ahead and shoot this thing up. And for tuning purposes, it really doesn't need to be that high. I imagine my car might affect it somewhat here, it being metal, but let's give it a shot. And once I get up there, it'll be okay. It'll be even lower. So as like Jacob showed in the full video, you can tune this low to the ground. Your SWR may be high, but that's gonna typically go lower depending on the band when you raise this up. So you don't really need to tune it and check it when it's fully raised up. All right, let me take a peek here at the nano. All right, sorry about the glare in the field here. So not bad for the first one. I would have made a really great CB antenna at 26,895. It's 1.4. I know I can get the SWR much better than that. So I'm gonna go ahead, do some fine tuning, and then I'm gonna mark it with some pins. So that way I know where 10 meters is. Very nice. I've got it all tuned up to 10. I've got it up the mast. So next time I go to do this, I have it marked with pins. It would be best to do it with some sort of like a metal engraver or something so they don't come off. But now I'll just pull out my whips to that 10 meter mark. And then once I do the other bands like 15 and 12, etc., I'll mark those too so I know where to pull out my whips when I go to activate. So changing bands is super quick and easy. Okay, I set it up. I got a quick 50 on 10. I actually got some DX to Australia. So I'm gonna show you real quick. All I do is I use a compass app, and of course I level out my phone, and then I'll find the direction I want. Typically, because I'm in the west here in Nevada, I will go east, maybe southeast, so that way I can work everybody in the United States and some South America. But since I got some VK, I'm gonna go ahead and point this thing southwest and kind of line it up with my compass, and then once I hear a guy, I could kind of fine tune it. So there is some directionality to this antenna. How I'm doing it with the director, there's still a lot coming off the back, but you have a little bit more power towards the front. So I am aimed southwest, but I will be kind of going northeast as well. And there is kind of a side lobe to this thing as well. So it does focus the power, but you can hear really good on it. So it's a really, really fun portable antenna. See if we can't get some more VKs that'll.
Okay, the band conditions weren't fantastic, but I wanted to tune this up on each and every band, get my markings, and see how it propagated. Look back on the map and see how things went. So with the new mount system, I was really happy. I wasn't getting any tilting or rocking that I was experiencing before. It did great. I got it to tune up on every band. I got low SWR. I got good performance, especially with the band conditions they were. I had a lot of fun. Every time I've pulled this antenna out, I've had a lot of fun. So I hope you guys get out and make your own. I'll leave links to the full video. And I wanted to thank Jake again, KC7WXD, for doing the original design. I kind of came up with the whole brainstorm and he brought it to life. So thanks again, Jake. And we hope to catch you guys on the air. 7-3.